Azael El Perro Rodriguez
What's
going
up?
up
What's up?
against Anthony Babyface Blackburn for the Welterweight Championship, June 27th. Welterweight immediate championship match. It really couldn't get any better. How excited are you to take on Anthony, and what type of challenges is he going to bring?
I'm excited, bro. Like like we all know what I've done in the middleweight division. After beating Eddie the way I beat him, I honestly should have been in line for a championship match, but things happen for a reason. I was asked to go down a weight class, and it was something that had been brewing since the beginning of my power slap career. And now it's for the opportunity against Blackburn for the championship, something that he had asked for since the beginning of his career in power slap. So it should be an exciting and explosive matchup, especially because both of us want it. Both of us have the chin. Both of us have power. So definitely, what I see in Blackburn is that he has a chin. So it's gonna be something that I'm gonna be able to test and hopefully be the first one to put him down.
For sure. We went back and we dug up that clip from the interview that Anthony Blackburn had at Power Slap number one. Obviously, he wanted to fight you at that time for different reasons. I think now the times have changed and you are one of the most formidable foes to go up against him. He's no stranger to guys dropping down. Obviously, he fought Emmanuel Muniz twice now. You're dropping down in weight also. What do you think you can bring to the division and Anthony specifically that he's never seen before?
I think me coming down, things that I could bring that he's never faced before is obviously the power. I do believe that I have more power than anyone he's ever faced. I also believe that the foes that I've faced up against, you got John Davis, you got Eddie, who is a powerful striker. You got the former light heavyweight champion. So I've faced some of the top guys in the division and have put in work against them. So that's one of the things that I feel like I'm gonna have an edge over Anthony. Definitely my power and it's you see it in every match. Every match I continue to evolve and it's not staying stagnant. I'm continuing to evolve each match and expect a big powerful battle coming out to this one.
Mhm. I mean, you've been sidelined since October, so you've had the time to be able to drop the weight, hopefully correctly. Do you feel good where you're at this new weight of 170? Do you feel powerful?
Yeah, absolutely. I was given enough time to be able to drop the weight and then take a couple months to kind of play around with this weight, the 170s, and kind of see where I feel most comfortable in. I try to see where my weightlifting is and my cardio, how I feel, and right now I could honestly say that I feel back to where I was at middleweight when I was training for the John, when I was training for the Eddie. I feel 100%, man. I feel like these last few months that I've been taking to be able to get comfortable in this division have really helped out, and I continue to work and continue to get even more adjusted to this weight. So I'm excited, man. I think you're gonna see a big battle, not someone that's just dropping. And I know the question that everyone asks when someone's dropping weight is, is the power still there? Is the chin still there? It's definitely gonna be there. So I'm excited to
Mhm.
show that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of ways, you're more stable in your life now than ever. Before obviously traveling internationally, you'd start your camp in San Diego and, you weren't really, I would say had solid roots in place. Now seeing, you're back in San Diego, you've got your career focus, the more experience that you're adding to your resume. I feel like right now everything in your life is relatively grounded for you. And I think it will allow you to have more certainty and confidence going into the match. I'm not saying you didn't have it before, but would you kind of agree that, everything outside of the stage is kind of in the best place that it could be for you?
Most definitely. And when I decided to make these changes, it was right before the AJ fight. I had talked to my wife about it, and I said, "Hey, I think it was after losing to John on the rematch. I was like, I knew I had to make those adjustments in my lifestyle, and living out in the Caribbean was a blast, and I loved every single minute of it. But I didn't have the proper training. I didn't have the proper nutrition. Everything out there was so expensive that sometimes I had to hold myself to being able to just provide myself with those resources to be able to be where I'm at right now as an athlete. So definitely, I'm somewhere a lot different than what I was back then.
Mm-hmm. We talk about you having the dog in you, look into the camera. And if Anthony Blackburn's watching this interview, which you know he will, what do you want to tell him and the type of activities you'll unleash on him come June 27th?
Anthony, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you and talking to you. But come June 27th, El Perro, you're finally gonna taste what a slap from El Perro tastes like. You're either gonna get knocked out or you're gonna look at the referees and say, "Hey, I quit." So expect a powerful slap from the beginning. So bring everything you have, but because El Perro's coming.
Very well spoken. This one, 5 rounds, championship rounds. Talk to me. I mean, we've seen Blackburn stand up to the strikes from Manny. Do you feel like it's going to go deep in this one?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised just because he has taken some good blows. But my goal is to put him down in the early rounds, as early as the first round. I don't. If I want to if I want to tell you what I honestly think, I don't think it goes all 5 rounds. Like I said, my goal is to knock him out or make him give up. This is gonna be one of those matches. I think this is the match. I have never I've never prepared for a match as much as I've prepared for this one to be able to make someone quit. So yeah, I don't honestly don't see it going to the later rounds, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he does, if he is able to hang with me. But we'll see. We'll see come that first round if he's able to take that first shot. Even if he takes that first shot, though, you already know my the way I work is every round I just continue to get more and more powerful. So I don't expect him to be able to take all 5 hits, but who knows?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, obviously, in every match, fouls are critically important to avoid. But I think as you've, progressed through your slap fighting career here, you become much more accurate, much more precise. I look at that match against Eddie that I was able to attend, in Abu Dhabi. And as you alluded to, each strike was just a combination and an acceleration, getting even stronger and stronger. And the deeper in the match you went, the more precise with the power. You're able to do, compounding damage to him over and over. Um, you know, I guess just kind of reminisce back a little bit. Eddie, in terms of, the guys that you fought against previously, John Davis, etc., where does he kind of stack up on both the offensive side and the defensive side? Just to try to gauge, I guess, because you did fight Emmanuel Muniz in the past. I know it was very early on. I want to say, was it in the house? I
Yeah,
think.
it was my second
So
match ever.
I'm just trying to draw some parallels here. Like a guy like Eddie, where does he kind of, line up against some of the other guys? I mean, does he hit stronger or harder than John Davis or less?
Honestly, I think Eddie and John have been one of the ones that some of the ones that have hit me the hardest. And honestly, you see it in the reaction that I had that first round with Eddie. I was not
Mhm.
expecting him to hit me that hard. I knew coming in he was going to hit me hard because of his size. And then analyzing the videos up against Bordeaux both times, honestly, he did hit like a truck. So I honestly see Eddie being a top contender in that division. I just hope they give him the opportunity. As far as his defense, also he was able to take my first and third hit. Granted, he got knocked down on the second hit. He was able to get back up. So
Mhm.
I think he definitely is deserving of being talked about in that division, and eventually, hopefully, get to that opportunity to go up against those top ranked middleweights.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you've got quite the resume under you here. What am I looking at? 8 fights now, I guess, in Power
Now,
Slap.
this will be my 10th fight.
Oh, your 10th fight. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. So you must be up there for the most fights in Power Slap ever then.
Yeah. For sure.
Crazy to think where you were Power Slap #1. One of the more controversial guys coming out of the season, and how you've progressed to this point in your career. Excited to see the chapter evolve. I mean, great guy outside the sport. And I think every opportunity that you get in front of the camera to be able to show your personality and, will shine and represent not only your family, but the sport and, the Mexican culture very well. So take care. Look forward to seeing you live in the flesh once again in Las Vegas.
Thank you so much, Corey, for the opportunity, like always.